4 dangerous vitamins you should never take and 4 you should take daily if you are over 60. They've turned it into a trillion-dollar machine, one of the most profitable health industries in the world. Shelves packed with vitamins that promise energy, brain power, stronger bones, better aging. But behind the shiny labels and doctor-recommended claims is a chilling truth that nobody's telling seniors. Some of these vitamins can silently poison your brain, clog your arteries, and destroy your nerves. And yet they're still being sold because the market is too big, too powerful, and too profitable to stop. We're not talking about rare or obscure nutrients either. Some of these dangers are found right in your daily multivitamin. Others are added to energy drinks, protein bars, or immune boosters without warning. The result? Silent damage that builds up slowly over months until the symptoms strike hard. Fatigue, memory loss, muscle wasting, stroke, and the worst part, your doctor might not even trace it back to the vitamin you're taking. In this video, we're going to expose the 4 most dangerous vitamins seniors over 60 should never touch, and 4 you must take daily if you want to keep your mind sharp, your legs strong, and your heart beating like you're 40 again. Ranked from least to most critical, you'll finally understand which nutrients to eliminate immediately, and which could literally save your life. And stick around for number 1, because the last vitamin on our list is something many seniors are prescribed. Yet a groundbreaking study linked it to a tripled risk of death in older adults. Stick around, because skipping this one could be a fatal mistake. The study behind this will blow your mind. Every single study and reference is linked in the description below. But before we dive in, where are you watching from? We read every comment and reply to as many as we can. Now, without any further ado, let's start with number 4 of the dangerous vitamins you should never take again, and trust me, they don't want you to know this. Number 4. Vitamin E, high-dose supplements. Vitamin E is praised as a powerful antioxidant, often marketed to seniors as a shield against aging, brain decline, and heart disease. But what most supplement labels don't mention is this. When taken in high doses, vitamin E might quietly increase your risk of death. That's not an exaggeration. A major meta-analysis published in Annals of Internal Medicine in 2005 looked at data from over 136,000 participants and found something terrifying. High-dose vitamin E, above 400 international unit per day, was linked to a 6% increase in all-cause mortality. That means seniors were more likely to die from any cause if they took too much. And yet many heart-healthy or anti-aging supplements on store shelves still offer doses far above this threshold. It gets worse. Vitamin E is fat-soluble, which means it doesn't flush out like vitamin C. It builds up in your fat tissues and organs over time. That buildup can interfere with blood clotting, especially if you're also taking aspirin or blood thinners, putting you at serious risk for internal bleeding. Meet Henry, 73. He started taking high-dose vitamin E to help with memory and inflammation. A month later, he collapsed with dizziness and bruises spreading across his skin. Air tests showed his blood wasn't clotting properly. His vitamin E levels were 3 times higher than recommended. The doctors told him it wasn't aging or a new disease. It was the supplement. If you're over 60 and still taking vitamin E, aim for no more than 15 milligrams, 22 international unit, per day, the recommended daily allowance. And always check if your multivitamin or energy drink is sneaking in extra. The safest way to get vitamin E? Through food. Almonds, sunflower seeds, and spinach offer natural, balanced forms that your body knows how to handle. But this next one is hiding in your medicine cabinet, and the damage it causes may not show up until your next blood test. Number 3. Vitamin A, retinol form. Vitamin A sounds like something you should be taking after 60, right? It's essential for vision, immune strength, and skin. But here's the catch. If you're getting it in the wrong form, or too much of it, vitamin A can quietly poison your liver, weaken your bones, and increase your risk of fractures by up to 79%, according to a study published in the New England Journal of Medicine. And the worst part? Most seniors have no idea they're overdosing because it's hidden in multivitamins, fortified cereals, liver, and many anti-aging supplements, specifically in the retinol or retinol palmitate form. That's exactly what happened to Margaret, 67. She thought she was doing everything right, eating her fortified breakfast, taking a multivitamin, and snacking on liver once a week. But after a year of joint pain and hair thinning, her doctor found elevated liver enzymes and brittle bones on a DXA scan. The culprit? Vitamin A toxicity. Her levels were more than double what her body needed. She didn't know she was stacking different sources of performed vitamin A. The truth is, vitamin A in high doses, especially the retinol form, accumulates in the liver over time, and the older you get, the slower your body is at clearing it. This silent buildup can cause fatigue, headaches, nausea, and even liver damage. What's safer? Getting your A from beta-carotene, the plant-based form found in carrots, sweet potatoes, and spinach. Your body only converts what it needs. No risk of toxicity. So if your label says retinol, toss it. You're not preventing disease. You could be inviting one. But the next vitamin is even sneakier because doctors still recommend it, and it could silently wreck your kidneys. Number 2. Vitamin B6 over 100 milligrams. Vitamin B6 is one of those nutrients that sounds like a no-brainer, essential for nerve health, energy, memory, and mood. And that's true until you get too much. Then it turns into a silent saboteur. High doses of B6, especially over 100 milligrams per day, have been linked to irreversible nerve damage. According to a 2004 study published in Neurology, patients who consumed excessive amounts of vitamin B6 developed symptoms like numbness, burning feet, loss of coordination, and even difficulty walking. And here's the terrifying part. Some of that damage didn't fully go away, even after stopping the supplement. At first, the body adapts. But over time, B6 toxicity begins to damage the protective sheets around your nerves, almost like stripping the insulation off a wire. That slows down nerve signals and causes confusion between what the body feels and how it reacts. You might feel tingling, but not know where it's coming from. You might stumble even if you're not dizzy. And for seniors, whose balance and reflexes are already under pressure, this can be catastrophic. It's exactly what happened to Frank, a 72-year-old from Tampa who started taking a high-potency brain booster he bought online. It had over 300 milligrams of B6 per serving, but it claimed to be all natural, so Frank thought it was safe. At first, he felt more alert. But 3 months later, he noticed strange burning sensations in his legs. Then came the muscle twitches, the loss of balance, and the feeling like his feet were always asleep. His doctor ran tests and found his B6 levels were sky high. Frank had developed peripheral neuropathy, and he wasn't alone. The neurologist told him he sees at least 5 cases like that every year, mostly from over-the-counter supplements. The safe upper limit for vitamin B6 is 100 milligrams per day, but most seniors only need 1.5 to 1.7 milligrams. That's less than a banana's worth. But because B6 hides in energy drinks, protein shakes, cereals, fortified bars, and multivitamins, it adds up fast. And once it passes that threshold, the damage begins, silently, gradually, and often permanently. That's why checking your total intake matters more than ever. If you need B6, get it from whole foods like chickpeas, salmon, potatoes, and bananas. They offer safe, balanced doses with zero risk of toxicity. But the final vitamin on our list, this one's in millions of homes, prescribed by doctors, sold by wellness brands, and yet it's been quietly linked to a dramatic spike in heart attacks in older adults. But before we continue, if you have been enjoying the video so far, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more videos like this. Number 1. Iron. If not deficient, iron may be the most misunderstood nutrient in the entire supplement aisle. Most people think of it as essential, and it is. But here's what almost no one tells seniors. Once you're past 60, taking iron when you don't need it can be one of the fastest ways to accelerate aging, damage your heart, and even raise your risk of early death. In fact, a major 2013 study from Clinical Interventions in Aging found that older adults with normal iron levels who took additional iron had twice the risk of oxidative damage, the kind that breaks down cells, weakens organs, and inflames the brain. It's a scary truth. Too much iron doesn't just sit there. It rusts you from the inside out. Literally. It generates free radicals, which are unstable molecules that damage DNA, inflame blood vessels, and accelerate cognitive decline. And because iron is stored in organs like the liver, pancreas, and heart, that damage builds quietly over time, especially if you're not burning it through menstruation, as younger women do. For 67-year-old Helen, it started with a well-meaning multivitamin. Her doctor never told her to take iron, but the label looked heart-healthy and immune-boosting, so she assumed it was good. Within 6 months, her energy dropped, her joints ached, and she developed a strange stiffness in her chest. Lab tests revealed elevated ferritin, a marker of iron overload, and signs of inflammation in her liver. The culprit? daily iron supplements she never actually needed. Her doctor immediately pulled her off them and put her on a low iron diet, but the damage took years to stabilize. Unless a doctor has tested your iron levels and diagnosed a deficiency, you should not be supplementing it. Most men and postmenopausal women get more than enough iron from food, and too much is far more dangerous than too little. If you're unsure, ask your doctor to test your serum ferritin and transferrin saturation. Those numbers don't lie. The bottom line? Iron is like fire, life-saving in small, controlled amounts, but deadly when it spreads. For seniors, especially those not losing blood regularly, extra iron is a ticking time bomb. Leave it out of your multivitamin, check every label, and get your iron naturally from leafy greens, legumes, and lean meats only when needed. The risks of blind supplementation simply aren't worth it. But not all vitamins are dangerous. Some are actually life-saving when taken daily. And this next one might be the key to protecting your bones and arteries well into your 80s. Number 4. Vitamin K2, MK7 form. If you're over 60 and dealing with stiff joints, fragile bones, or clogged arteries, chances are your body is missing a crucial nutrient that barely gets any attention, vitamin K2. But not just any form. The MK7 form of vitamin K2 is what your aging body truly craves. And without it, all that calcium you're getting from supplements might be doing the exact opposite of what you want. Instead of going to your bones, it could be heartening your arteries. A 2015 study in the Journal of Nutrition found that people who took just 180 micrograms of K2 MK7 daily for 3 years showed a 50% reduction in arterial stiffness compared to those who didn't. That's not just about heart health. It means more oxygen to your muscles, less fatigue, and stronger legs when you stand up. It also improved bone mineral density in postmenopausal women, which is critical for avoiding falls and fractures. For Charles, 72, the problem came out of nowhere. He was eating well, taking calcium, even walking every day. Yet his doctor warned him that his arteries were starting to calcify. He'd never heard of vitamin K2, but within 6 months of adding a daily MK7 supplement, not only did his scan stabilize, but his leg cramps vanished and his energy bounced back like it hadn't in years. The difference? His calcium finally went to the right place. K2 acts like a traffic cop for calcium, guiding it to your bones where it's needed and blocking it from entering soft tissues like your arteries and kidneys. But most seniors are dangerously low in it, especially if they're not eating fermented foods like natto or aged cheeses. The MK7 form lasts longer in the bloodstream and is far more effective than the shorter-lived MK4. To get the full benefit, you need vitamin D3 and magnesium alongside K2 to complete the triangle of bone and heart health. But K2 is the unsung hero that keeps everything flowing right. If you're taking calcium or D3 without K2, you may be setting yourself up for trouble. Stick around, because the next vitamin on the list is even more crucial for seniors dealing with nerve pain, memory decline, or chronic fatigue. Number 3. Vitamin D3. If you wake up feeling weak, struggle to climb stairs, or notice your memory slipping a little more each month, vitamin D3 might be the missing link. It's not just the sunshine vitamin anymore. After 60, it becomes one of the most powerful protectors of your muscles, brain, and immune system. But here's the twist. Over 1 in 2 seniors are chronically low in it, and they don't even know it until things get worse. In a 2022 study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, researchers found that seniors with low D3 levels had more than double the risk of muscle weakness, falls, and hospitalization. It also linked deficiency to poor memory performance and depressive symptoms. That's right, your mood, your balance, your memory, even your leg strength, all depend on this one underrated nutrient. Meet Sandra, 74. She was sharp as a tack and loved gardening. But one fall in her backyard shook her confidence. Her blood work showed severe vitamin D deficiency, even though she walked outside daily. Turns out, age reduces your skin's ability to convert sunlight into D3 by over 50%. Once she began taking 2,000 international units of vitamin D3 daily, her energy came back, her balance improved, and she hasn't had a single fall since. Vitamin D3 works hand in hand with calcium and vitamin K2 to rebuild bone and muscle strength. But it also calms inflammation throughout the body. It boosts immunity, supports brain function, and even plays a role in regulating blood sugar. But here's the kicker, D2, the plant-based version often added to cereals and multivitamins, doesn't cut it. You need D3, the active form, and ideally with a little healthy fat to absorb it properly. Most experts recommend checking your blood levels and aiming for at least 30 to 50 nanogram per milliliter, especially in winter or if you live in cloudy regions. And yes, even if you're in the sun daily, supplementation is often essential over 60. But hold on, because the next vitamin not only restores your cells, it might also reverse damage to your brain and nerves faster than you think. Number 2, magnesium glycinate. If you're waking up stiff, struggling with leg cramps at night, or feeling anxious for no clear reason, this might be the one supplement your body is begging for. Magnesium glycinate is one of the most absorbable and calming forms of magnesium, and after 60, it becomes absolutely critical. Nearly 80% of seniors don't get enough magnesium from diet alone, and the effects show up silently in your nerves, muscles, and even your heart. In a landmark study published in Nutrients 2017, magnesium supplementation was shown to significantly reduce muscle cramps, improve sleep quality, and stabilize blood pressure in older adults. But not all magnesium is created equal. The oxide form found in cheap multivitamins barely absorbs it all and often causes diarrhea. Magnesium glycinate, however, is chelated, meaning it's bound to the amino acid glycine, which makes it far easier for your body to absorb and use without the gut side effects. Just ask Jerome, 71. He was on 3 medications for high blood pressure and still felt fatigued, tight in his chest, and constantly constipated. His doctor brushed it off, but a nutritionist recommended he try 300 milligrams of magnesium glycinate before bed. Within 2 weeks, Jerome's sleep improved dramatically. His leg cramps vanished, and with time his blood pressure dropped enough to cut one medication entirely, with his doctor's approval. Magnesium glycinate does more than just relax muscles. It also supports nerve conduction, regulates insulin, promotes bone density, and helps convert food into energy. Plus, glycine itself has a calming effect on the brain, making it excellent for those struggling with sleep or anxiety. Taken in the evening, it gently prepares the body for restful sleep without the drowsiness or side effects of sleeping pills. But the most powerful benefit, it can reverse years of hidden magnesium depletion caused by stress, poor digestion, and medication overuse. And that alone can restore energy, calm the heart, and prevent muscle wasting. Still, there's one vitamin that's even more powerful at rebuilding lost muscle tissue, especially in aging bodies where it disappears the fastest. Number 1. Vitamin B12, methylcobalamin. There's one silent deficiency that mimics dementia, triggers nerve pain, saps your energy, and yet goes completely unnoticed in millions of seniors every year. Vitamin B12. But not just any B12. We're talking about methylcobalamin, the neurologically active form that your aging body actually absorbs and uses. After 60, your stomach produces less intrinsic factor or protein needed to absorb B12. That means even if you're eating plenty of animal products, your brain and nerves could still be starving for this crucial vitamin. In one large study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 2015, researchers found that nearly 40% of adults over 60 had B12 deficiency or borderline levels, often without realizing it. The symptoms: memory lapses, tingling hands, shaky legs, mood swings, even paranoia and balance problems. It's not just forgetfulness, it's nerve damage creeping in. Take Marie, 67. She was convinced she was developing early Alzheimer's. She kept losing her words mid-sentence and felt off balance all the time. MRI scans were normal, but one savvy specialist checked her B12 levels, and they were barely registering. Within 3 weeks of taking 1,000 micrograms of methylcobalamin daily under the tongue, her clarity began returning, and after 2 months her energy was back, her nerves had stopped buzzing, and she said she felt 10 years younger. Methylcobalamin bypasses the digestive roadblocks that come with age. It goes straight to work in your brain and nervous system, repairing damaged neurons and restoring communication between your spine and muscles. It's also essential for producing red blood cells, which means better oxygen delivery to every tissue, including your heart and legs. Seniors who take the wrong form of B12, like cyanocobalamin, may absorb very little, especially if they have low stomach acid or take acid blockers. That's why switching to methylcobalamin can mean the difference between struggling to stand and walking strong with confidence. It's also completely non-toxic, even in high doses, making it one of the safest and most powerful daily tools for protecting brain function and reversing the hidden decline caused by age-related deficiency. This single vitamin has saved thousands of seniors from being misdiagnosed, medicated for the wrong conditions, or left to suffer in silence. So if you're over 60 and feeling off, don't ignore it. The solution might be as simple as what's missing from your supplement drawer. If you're over 60, what you don't know about vitamins could be destroying your health from the inside out. The wrong ones, like high-dose vitamin A or B6, can quietly chip away at your brain, nerves, or heart, all while looking innocent on the label. But the right ones, like methylcobalamin B12, vitamin K2, and magnesium glycinate, can literally restore the strength, balance, and memory you thought were gone forever. This isn't just about supplements. It's about knowing exactly what your body can and cannot handle after 60, based on real science and clinical proof. And now you've got the full list. Dangerous ones to cut immediately, and powerful ones to start using daily. So, what changes will you make tonight? Let us know in the comments. Which of these vitamins surprised you the most? Have you been taking any of the wrong ones? Subscribe for more life-saving tips, senior-focused nutrition advice, and shocking health truths no one else is telling you. Your next decade of strength, clarity, and confidence could start with just one simple change. If you've got any questions or thoughts, drop them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching.